that they had. But okay, so what I wanted to do with this Zoom today is Pam did a Zoom with the presidentials on Monday night while we were at One Team One Mission in Vancouver. I couldn't be on it, but they sent over the recording 2 days later. So I watched the recording on Wednesday. And you guys, it instantly just like filled my cup, spoke so much life into me. And it just, I don't know, it was pretty emotional because it made you realize that, number one, you're not alone. You know, so many of these other people go through the exact same thing that we do. And even Pam, those of you that watch it, I sent it out to some of you, but that Pam even goes through struggles with her own family, you guys. And, oh, nice. Leanne, are you working it?
Turn it on.
I'm doing a table with my mom.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, good luck. Let us know how it goes. I'm going to record
All
this.
right, I'll watch the recording later.
Okay.
Bye.
So I was super excited watching it because it's directed towards leaders. And I kept debating
the bear is not alive. Turn on.
And I kept debating on if I should, do a Zoom with everybody on our team page. And I was like, no, it's directed towards leaders. And so I'm really excited to share with you guys my notes, and then the Diamonds, I sent it over to them. So they are going to jump in on some of their feedback as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the Zoom over after we get done. So anybody that wants to watch it, they can. But I want you to just kind of listen today. And then, like I said, if you want to go back and take notes, you're more than welcome to. Or go back and watch the recording. Okay, so the first couple things that the Zoom talked about, you guys, was the 2 words that you don't want to say in your business. And the 2 most damaging words to your team is, number 1 is maintaining, and number 2 is rebuilding. And I don't know how many times, I don't think I've ever really used the word kind of rebuild, but I've used maintain a lot. And you don't realize how damaging that is to your business, you guys, and to your teams. And if you're telling that to your teams, like, okay, Kayla, what are you going to do to maintain this month? Okay, Taylor, what are you going to do to maintain this month? Where's your volume at? This and that. And I didn't realize, that it didn't really speak up to me until I was listening to Pam talk. And I'm like, why am I ever asking my leaders where their volume is at? Why am I asking that? Why am I not saying, where are your potentials at? What do you got going on? Where are you at? How is your personal development going? And really trying to stay away from the maintain and the rebuild. Because if we're constantly focusing on trying to maintain and we're constantly focusing on trying to rebuild, we're never going to get anywhere. We're never going to move forward. We're never going to get anywhere. And we're never going to get to that next promotion, right? And something that I learned too this month was to not look at volume, or last month, was to not look at volume and just work. Just work. Of course, looking at people who are promoting, checking their charts and stuff, but quit looking at the overall volume. Quit being paralyzed by that volume. And what was interesting is that our volume was down 10,000 last month, you guys, but our paycheck went up $400. And I thought that was interesting because I quit looking at the overall volume and I started working within the people that were working. And working within the codes and working within the cabs and working within my personally enrolled and working within the people that wanted it, right? And the newbies, rather than focusing on that volume as a whole, saying, okay, I'm this far from maintaining, I'm this and that. No, quit. The 2 words I want you to take out of your vocabulary today are maintain and rebuild. No more. So energy in this business is always in motion, you guys, either positive or negative. You're moving forward in some type of energy every single month. So think about that. How's your month going this month? Is it positive? Is it impacting? Are you growing? You don't have to be the top recruiter on our team to be growing, but are you physically, mentally growing? Are you being a product of the product? Are you plugged into our team? Are you plugged into Zooms and personal development and getting on a coaching call with your upline? Are you growing? Or are you moving forward in energy of negativity? And I thought about that, and I'm like, gosh, it's crazy how energy is always, always flowing. So evaluate yourself today. evaluate yourself and look in the mirror and say, okay, what energy am I bringing to my team? Is it positive? Is it negative? And the next part, I love what Pam said. I love this. Is that when you start looking at your volume, you start looking at your team and wondering why they're not working and wondering why they're not doing anything. I want you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, when did you stop working? When did you stop working? When did you stop having fun? When did you stop recruiting? When did things shift for you? When did things start going down for you? Because it is no one else's responsibility for you to be successful in this business besides yourself. Bottom line. It's not your upline. I don't care if you still ask questions all the time. I don't care if you still need help all the time. That's completely different, completely different. You take 100% responsibility for your life. And in the process, you give up excuses, complaining, and blaming. Because at the level that every single one of you guys are at right now, you're a leader. You're a leader. You're on this Zoom for a purpose. We all have the same resources. We all have the same outlets. We all have the same amount of time in the day. And it is up to you what you do with it. Even if you work, we're not telling you to work this business 8 hours a day. We're telling you to work it 30 minutes. We're telling you to work it an hour. We're telling you to be consistent. Like Tawny's video yesterday, do you go to a job that you absolutely hate, sick, right? But you can't sit at home for 30 minutes and just do it. Knock it out, 30 minutes, knock it out, right? Last night, I slept on the couch like the second night in a row. My husband's gonna probably start thinking I'm like, going a different way because I keep watching Hallmark videos and working late at night, and it's like my new thing. I love it. I love it. Just sitting there following up, and he wakes up in the morning, he's like, what are you doing? Why don't you come to bed? And I'm laughing because I'm like, it's so crazy, you guys, that we can be intentional. We can multitask. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. This business is like being married. You've got to go on date nights. You've got to ask yourself, are you having fun? And I love the analogy that Pam used. And she said, you and your spouse can go on date nights all you want, but if you're not having fun and you don't enjoy it, then why are you doing it? You can't just put a little check mark by date night, like, oh, we went on a date, check. We did our, due diligence for the month. Because I don't know about you guys, but a date night that's not fun is so annoying and so waste of money and wish it never happened, right? So why not do those parties where you're excited and you're passionate and you're having fun? Why not do those date nights for your business where, you have your gear on and you're decked out with your name tag or your lanyard? I can't tell you how many times I have not wanted to do parties or I've been in a super bad mood, and I know several other of you that have experienced this. And you're like, okay, how do I get in a good mood in like 20 seconds? I'm about to pull up to that person's house. And I know for me, I'm like, you've got to have fun. You've got to have fun. Turn on a good song. Pump yourself up. Call your upline. Okay, I'm in a really shitty mood right now. I'm about to walk in this party. Can you say something to pump me up? I don't know how many times, you guys, where I'm like, I don't want to do this tonight. I'm just going to cancel. But you've got to have fun in this business. You've really, really got to have fun. We've got to go back to the basics of just feeling passionate, feeling excited again. And the biggest thing that I can tell every single one of you guys, because you can take this in, is that the people that got you where you are right now are not going to get you to the next promotion. They're not. They are not. And I will tell you that right now. And as I did that video yesterday about people in your business are there for a season, a reason, and a lifetime, because it's true. People come in this season of certain of you promoting, like a lot of you that promoted this year are not going to promote the same people because they're not even in your business anymore. Those people were only there for that season of 2 months, 3 months at the beginning of the year because they wanted to whatever, and then they stopped and for whatever. Or they wanted to, pay their car payment and they didn't do that, so they quit. So you've got to realize that probably half those people in your chart are not going to be there on that next promotion, and I think it pretty hit home for me because when I went triple in February, promoted with completely different people in April to presidential, and I was like, that's not even a 2-month span. And that was completely different people. So think about that. You don't want to be pushing and pulling the same people. The new people is where it's at, you guys. The new people are going to keep your fire and your excitement and your passion flowing. The new people are going to fill your cup. The new people, you're going to learn from them. The new people are going to give you your excitement back. So if you are constantly trying to push and pull these old people, you can't. You got to get over that right now. You have to, because the longer you sit around and wait for these people to work, the longer you're going to stay where you're at. Okay. So we always say it's so much easier to give birth and raise the dead, because it's true. You can sign a new person today and get them to go Ruby by the end of this month because they're excited, because they're passionate, because they want to go tell people about it. But you can have somebody that you want to go Ruby from 6 months ago that's just, I don't really want to do anything. I don't want to plug in, blah, blah, blah. And you're trying to push and pull them. You're trying to place volume. And it's not happening. You're sitting there wondering like, God, what's wrong with my team? Nothing. It's you. It's you. You get off your, well, you guys are all leaders. Get off your ass and go work. Go work. I don't care if your volume is down this month. You can raise that volume. You can do that. You know how to work, you diamonds and above, you know how to do your calves and your coding. Why aren't you working with them, right? You know how to work with your calves and your coding. Every single one of you know how to work with your personally enrolled. Every single one of you know how to raise your paycheck, even if your volume is down. So why don't we do it, right? Why don't we do it? So it starts with you and it ends with you. You are not going to get another It Works. That was a huge aha moment for me from Pam. You're not going to get another It Works. You're not going to get another compensation plan like ours. You're not going to get another corporate team like ours. You're not going to get any other products like ours that are, it's consumable plant-based product. You're not going to get that. So why don't we value what we have our hands on, right? So that was a big eye-opener to me, because I kept thinking about, I'm like, all these people that look left and look right and jump ship and then want to come back 3 months later or want to sign as a loyal customer. I have seen, I have to share with you guys because this is pretty funny, but I have seen so many distributors that quit on our team sign as loyal customers this month. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny that they can't keep their hands off the products, right? We've got our hands on something so, so, so special. The next part, I wish I would have done this 2 years ago, but learn to rest in your business. Learn to rest. Not quit, not step back, just learn to rest. And I wish Pam Sauter would have told me that the first year I got started. But I never heard that. I never heard just learn to rest, learn to step back. It's okay. And then get back up the next day. Okay. Because the worst thing that you can possibly do is, be working, and then quit the next month because you're so tired. Kayla, I'm going to use you as an example because we were just talking about this. Kayla was just talking to me about this week, you guys. And she was like, God, isn't that interesting? In April, so she promoted to Executive Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, back to back. So 4 months in a row. Literally, the night she promoted to Diamond, she looked at me and she goes, Allie, I'm taking next month off. I'm so tired. And I was like, I didn't say anything. I just looked at her and I was like, I don't know what to say to that. No, you're not, but okay, you just worked your ass off for 4 months. So I just sat there. And she did, you guys. She stepped back and she tells me, she goes, God, can you imagine if I would have worked through May and I would have worked through June and worked through July? I'm like, I know. So think about that. Don't completely take your foot off the gas. Just learn to rest. Learn to take a step back and do you. Learn to have, 1 day a week is all about you, filling your cup back up, whether it's setting your phone down and, doing whatever you love to do all day long. Those are kind of like my Sundays, except I've been working at the coffee shop Sunday mornings and it's so nice. I love it. But those used to be my Sundays, I should say, where that was kind of like my 1 day where I would just fill my cup up. I would go get a pedicure or go do something where I just was like, oh, I love what I do, right? You need to have those moments of step back. I love what I do. Okay, jump back in. Okay, so constantly asking yourself, are you motivated today? If the answer is no, then why? What motivates you in this business? What excites you in this business? What gets your fire going in this business? Your team is constantly going to be following you. You guys, there's nothing else to it. They watch you. Every move that you make, they're watching you. You're their leader. They want to be like you. So if you're not the leader that you want to find, evaluate yourself. Evaluate where you're at. Why? If you were to look at your Facebook page, would you join you? If you were to look at your attendance at team trainings and team Zooms and at our team live party last night, would you join you? We can't be telling our teams to do something if we're not doing it. I can tell you guys so many times, again, where team Zooms where I'm like, oh, I just want to go to bed. I'm exhausted. But it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about my team. It's about you guys. Because somebody on that Zoom needs it, not me that night. Somebody else needs that team training. If you're not feeling up to it, somebody else needs it, okay? So thinking outside of that box of it's not about you. Quit judging and comparing yourself. Quit being so hard on yourself, okay? I want you guys working within your strengths, working within what you're good at. You know, our team page has blown up this month. Like, it is so overwhelming. I'm like, every day I'm like, oh my God, someone new. It's like, it's so cool seeing all of these people excited, seeing all these people passionate, seeing all these people step up, right? But let that fuel your fire. Don't let that get you discouraged. Don't let you think like, God, you know, well, this person's doing another live video and I'm not good at that. And this person's signing somebody and I'm not signing anyone. Let it excite you. I love looking at my e-suite and being like, oh my God, that person got another person today. I'm going to go get another person. Like, I love that. It fuels me. It excites me. So make sure that the comparison trap is the most nasty trap you can ever get in this business, honestly, because you can be so much farther by just keeping your blinders on. And I know I've talked to Taylor a little bit about this, about how our team, you guys, is so different than any other team. Like, Taylor will tell you 100 times this month that she loves her team, and I love it. It's the cutest thing ever. But it's so true, you guys. These other pages that me and Taylor are in, and I know Ashley's in a couple of them, like, all you see is negativity about their teams, and all you see is like no one's plugged in and no one's consistent, no one's posting, and I'm going to cancel my team page and my team Zooms and this and that. And I'm like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, this is insane to me. I'm like, oh my God, blinders back on, get off those pages. Like, I don't even need to see that, because I laugh when I read that. I'm like, you guys are seriously sitting here in a group posting all this negative stuff about your team. But if you would go love on your team and stay plugged into your team, they'd probably be working, right? And then the next part was talking about the new people, the season, reason, lifetime people, which we talked about yesterday, so I'm not going to go into that. But here is, I don't know if those of you that watched it, if you wrote these down, but the 5 things of having a clear vision of what you want. Did anybody else raise your hand if anybody else wrote that down? That had the video. Anybody else write that down? Okay. The 5 things of having a clear vision of what you want, you guys. Number 1 is that clear vision. That clear vision of knowing what we do day in and day out. And what do you want with it? What do you want? Are you 100% focused on what you want? If not, you better figure it out. And I mean in detail. If you want a new car, do you know what color the leather is? Do you know, is it 4-door? Is it 2-door? What color is the outside of it? You know, how much does it cost? What does it smell like? And this is like talking about dreaming big. And I've always been one to be like, I want that. I'm going to go get it. And I think about when I was getting my Tahoe, you guys, it took over a year to buy my Tahoe. And I was so frustrated. I'm an impatient person, like 100%. And I don't like to wait. But I couldn't find the one that I wanted until I get a phone call. I stopped looking, and we got a phone call the week after our wedding and was like, we just got the black Tahoe that you wanted with the black leather and the black wheels and the sunroof. And it has the heated seats, the 4-wheel drive. And I'm like, I'm there. I'll never forget it. Tyson left work. We drove up to Sunnyside. We bought it. We came home because I knew what I wanted. I was clear about it because I knew I wanted to make that happen. So number 1 is that clear vision. Number 2, who to focus on. Do you even know who to focus on? Do you even know who you're playing this game with? And I love that how Pam was like, who do you play with? Who do you have fun with? Who are you focusing on? Are you bringing the right people to events? Are you reaching out to the right people? Are you working with the right people? Are you charting the right people? Who are you focusing on? Number 3 of having a clear vision of what you want is everyday disciplined action. Disciplined, Pam said for leaders, 2 to 3 hours. of disciplined action. And this hit home for me because I'm the most scatterbrained freaking person in the world. I get my stuff done, but then I'm like, okay, I'm here, and then I'm here, and then I'm here, and then I'm here. And she talked about that if you are a scatterbrained worker, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. I mean, it's plain and simple. Nothing's going to happen. You have to be disciplined to, okay, I need to do my laundry, but I also need to do my dishes, and I need to follow up. Okay, I'm going to do my dishes, then I'm going to go follow up. Then I'm going to go finish my laundry. Then I'm going to go back to following up and just doing one task at a time. Doing one task at a time and being disciplined within that one task. And that was interesting to me because I'm such a freaking multitasker, you guys, that I love that. I was like being disciplined with that one task that you're focusing on. Number 4, what was utilizing technology in the right way, which is interesting because then your dog, huh? But then she went into saying utilizing technology the right way, but also getting out in front of technology instead of hiding behind it all the time. So talking about, utilizing your posting, utilizing the team pages, utilizing the live parties, but then also getting out in front of people, getting out and rapping people, getting out and doing parties again, getting out and doing the one-on-ones. I love to mix things up or else I get bored. So for me, I have to get out from behind my computer. But if working behind the computer works for you, then continue to do that. And then the number 5 of the getting clear vision of what you want is don't ever think it is not going to work. You've got to believe that it's going to work. You've got to believe 110% that you're a diamond, that you're a double diamond, that you're a triple diamond. You have to get rid of every single inch of doubt in your mind and in your day-to-day life for it to even come to life. The next part was being a product of the product. That was huge. I love that. And, engaging people in that, being a product of the product. I love, and I'll get your guys' kind of feedback on this, but they did a product Zoom at the beginning of every month. Pam was talking about this. A product Zoom at the beginning of every month and recognizing and acknowledging those people who were a product of the product that month and had result pictures. I'm like, how cool is that? I think that'd be so awesome to do that within our team. Hold on, honey. And I think it'd be fun to be able to recognize and acknowledge those people that did that. Okay, honey, give me a couple minutes, okay? The next part was talking about monthly contests. And this was, honey, just a second, okay? Okay, just a second. The part was monthly contests. And so she was talking about how if you're going to do Nixon Parker, I need you to stop. I know. The other part Pam was talking about was monthly contests and always backing up what corporate does, which was interesting because I never really kind of thought of it like that. And so she said, if we have the Christmas cash going on right now and you want to give and, match the Christmas cash to your team or do an incentive like that, she was saying how to put like everybody into like a pot and then, there's 5 people in the pot because they all got their 4, loyals for their Christmas cash. And then one of those people is going to get matched the Christmas cash. So an extra $100. And so she was talking about how and then if we have like a store sale going on, something like that, then you could say, I'm going to throw in anybody that orders something from the store this weekend, I'm going to throw in an additional shirt. Like she said, matching what corporate is doing. And I'm like, that's interesting. I never really thought of it like that. So I like that. Back-ending them constantly with what they're doing and backing them up. The next couple things were quit thinking backwards, always be thinking forwards. Your team is feeding off you, realizing that this is a career. This is not, a hobby with a lot of where you're at. It's starting to become a part-time income. Nixon, you need to stop. I know. The next thing is waking up every single day and realizing this business relies on us. This business, okay, listen to me. You see all my friends? They're watching you right now. They're your friends? Well, they're not very happy with you right now. Okay. Talking about waking up every single day and realizing this business relies on you. Your business is up to you to make it be successful. No matter how many people show up, work with the ones that want it. There were 14 people at Boot Camp, Missouri that Pam went to and Dr. Don went to. And out of those 14 people, you guys, Stephanie and Joel were there. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that our number one money earners were in those 14 people at the boot camp in Missouri? So no matter the numbers, you just got to work with the ones that want it. A little bit about corporate that Pam wanted to mention, because a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, the election year and things are crazy, this and that. Corporate has hired more people this year than ever before. Corporate sales are up this year than last year. We sold out of conference in 7 hours instead of 100 hours last year. So the only thing that is wrong is you. Get back to work. Get back to work, relaunch your business, get excited, whatever you've got to do to, move again, it's just work. Just work. You know what you need to do. You know that the fortune's in the follow-up. You know that we got to do the income producing activity checklist. You just got to do it, right? And deciding what you want. You have just got to decide what you want and get very, very, very clear about that and realize the action steps to get there. A couple questions that I want you guys to ask yourself and your leaders this week is when you're going for promotions and you know who you need, like on your top line, your strong legs. I want you to send them a message and to say, I am picking you. Are you ready to commit? Are you ready to fulfill this position? Are you ready to take on this role? Just asking them and then really, really working hand in hand with them. Something that Kay Sauter did when she went ambassador, you guys, is she pinpointed every single level of promotions all the way down to the executives, which was crazy because I'm thinking, think about how many, listen to me, enough. Think about how many people that is, right? How many people are involved in her ambassador promotion. And then reaching out to your entire downline and saying, did you know that we have Christmas cash going on right now? Do not let anybody miss out on this Christmas cash, you guys. This is huge. $100 could get somebody running again. $100 could get somebody excited, passionate, on fire again. And what Pam was saying too is that when people see success in this business, you guys, they're going to stick around. They're going to stick around. They're going to be hungry for more. Those of you leaders that have watched the Zoom, do any of you guys want to add in a couple of your thoughts or aha moments to what I just went over?
I do.
Go, girl.
Okay, so something that Pam also said at the very end that was huge to me, and I got super, super emotional about it, was she was talking about I Am, and she was talking about a book that's called Unqualified, okay? And when you say the words I am, you're referring to God, and I am is one of his names. And she said a scripture to, I can't remember who. Tani, do you know? I can't remember the scripture.
I think it's on the picture that I posted, but I don't remember it by heart.
It says I am what I say I am or something like that. Anyways, so when you speak I am, you're referring to God. And so if you say I am not worthy, I am unqualified, I am a horrible leader, or whatever you want to put in front of that or after that, you're actually taking God's name in vain. And I was like, holy crap. I this video, but it was like when that hit, I just broke down crying. How many times have I sat back and said, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of this, I'm not good at being a leader, my team's leaving, so obviously I'm not a good leader, but I've been taking God's name in vain and not even realizing it, you guys. So speak life. When you say, I am an amazing leader, I am Double Diamond, I am Ruby, I am a great mom, you're taking God's name, you're glorifying his name, because he already believes in you and he already thinks that you're amazing, right? I mean, he created you. So when you speak life upon yourself, you're glorifying him. But when you speak negativity about yourself, you are undermining him. So I love that. And I was like, holy crap, that was huge for me. So that was my biggest aha.
I love that part too. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else have any aha moments they want to share?
I do. I just loved that whole entire Zoom. I couldn't stop like freaking out about it because I thought it was so amazing. But I think the one biggest aha moment that I had, well, yeah, it was an aha, but also just kind of like, I don't know, everything else. But was when she said, it was actually the girl Nicole that said it, and it was, when you're tired, learn to rest, not quit. And I know her and Pam were going back and forth talking about it, but I think that that is so true because we all get tired, we all get exhausted, we all go through that feeling of wanting to quit, but it's just because we're tired, and it's just because we need that break and we need to give ourselves that time. And most people don't understand that when you are tired, it's okay to take a break. I think a lot of people expect that they have to, you know, do this 24/7, and that kind of goes into another aha moment, was that, you know, I know that I told you this, Allie, already, but when Allie was at the It Works U in Atlanta, Mark said, you know, if you do 2 hours a day in this business, you can get a 5-figure paycheck. And Pam said the same exact thing. She said, if you put 2 to 3 hours a day, you know, into this business, then that's all you really have to be successful. And I think that most people think that they need to work this as a 9-to-5 job, or, you know, at least 5 to 6, 7 hours a day. And that's not the case. We are so lucky with everything that we have in this company, and they make everything so simple for us. And so I think it's important that we teach our teams to do, you know, 2 to 3 hours a day, because that's really all they have to put in to be successful. They don't have to sit there hours and hours and hours on end messaging, or, you know, trying to go out for all day to blitz or whatever, you know, they do. They don't have to do that. And I think that it's important that us leaders, we realize that, and we know that way we can teach our team to do the same exact thing. But I loved the learning to rest, learning to rest when you're tired, and just not giving up, because that's something that I know that we all go through. And I think that that's something that's important that we teach our team to do the same thing too, because we all know that we have people quitting on us left and right. And it's probably just because they're tired, and I don't know. But those were my two biggest. I had like 20 of them, but those were my two biggest ahas.
For me, like, I think all of the stuff that everybody's saying is like written in my 12 pages of notes. That Zoom was just amazing. Like, it was seriously so good. And for me, it was run like your hair's on fire. That was big for me because, you know, kind of piggybacking off of Taylor, it's like, when you're tired, like, what do? You like don't want to be on your phone. You don't want to do all these things. But if you were to run like your hair's on fire, like, you would have so much going on in your business, and your team would have so much going on that, you know, it would just, it would spread like wildfire. And then the other one was, how many people do you need to enroll in order to get that ACE? And, you know, you can enroll a ton of people, but like Allie was saying the other day, I think she said 1 in 4 people will actually like work and run this business like a business, and other ones will run it like, you know, a hobby. And that's fine, because some people, that's what their goal is. But when you really want that ACE, like, love on that, like, and it'll definitely grow from there. So I love what Kayla was saying about the I am, because it's so true that, like, what you think about yourself and what you put out there is what comes back to you. So if you're thinking negativity, then not very good things are going to be happening. But if you keep thinking positivity, then more positive and good things will be coming of that.
So I know I kind of I was kind of fired up yesterday. So I did, I kind of went crazy with my team and then on the Zoom, but, or on my live video, but this had a lot to do with it. This Zoom did. And I feel like there was so much, but it really boils down to you. And, you know, I thought it was hilarious. I love that Pam's doing these Ask Pams and that she's, you know, willing to be plugged into these people's Zooms. But the very beginning part of this Zoom, she asked, like, okay, what am I doing this for? Like, who's on this page? What's this page doing this Zoom for? And it was a group of presidentials running for ambassador. And the girl, Nicole, who was hosting the Zoom, she was like, you know, I had been really struggling, and we started this page like a year ago, and a lot of us are still sitting here and, you know, all these things. And she's like, basically I had to completely restart. I had to throw away all my other charts, get a new chart out and start from ground zero and work my way up. And she's like, and I didn't even think of it as rebuilding. It was just, I'm starting my business. I'm starting my business over again and getting back to the basics, back to the simple, back to the passion. I got real with myself on, you know, what was holding me back and what I wanted. And I just started over. I started partying. I started talking to people. I started being excited again, like I was when I first joined. And, you know, now, you know, I'm all fired up again. And October was the best month I've ever had. And November is being amazing too. And she's like, so we just have some questions for you. And Pam was like, okay, well, I don't really know what you're going to ask me because everything comes down to what you just said. And I was just like, oh, mic drop. Like, you know what? Like, stop sitting there and asking all these 75 questions. Stop thinking that there's, you know, some huge thing that you have to do, or now you're leaders and, okay, I got to be doing all these other things. No, just stop. Like, just get back to the freaking basics. Be excited like you were the day that you joined, or the time you saw that rap result, or the time the Confianza kept you from freaking out on your kids, or the time the energy or the greens kept you going during, you know, a time you would, whatever it is. Get back to that excitement and that passion that you had in this, that first paycheck when you're like, holy shit, I can make money in this business. You know, I don't care if your paycheck has dropped down to $2 freaking. The fact is that it's $2 you wouldn't have had before you joined this company. So to me, it's like, I was just like, exactly. Like, Pam didn't have to say anything else in that Zoom because everything else comes down to getting that passion, being excited, and keeping it simple. Like, have fun, keep it simple, and do your freaking job. Like, our job is easy. Our job is simple. You just need to have fun with it and do it, you know? And I loved everything about this Zoom. There were so many questions asked and so many amazing answers, but literally if you broke down every answer, it came back to be excited, keep it simple, and have fun. Like, really. And I was just like, you know, that's exactly it. Like, why are we so caught up in who's working, who's not working, what's happening, what's not happening, what I think I should be doing, what everybody else is doing? No, just freaking get over it. Get over yourself, like Pam always says, and just have fun in this business. Keep it simple, have fun, and do what you know you're supposed to be doing. And everybody on this Zoom knows what they're supposed to be doing. It's just you're not doing it. If you're on this Zoom and you're not where you want to be, it's because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And it's that simple. Same for me. You know, like, I'm not where I want to be in this company. I didn't come this far to just come this far. But it's up to me to get it farther. You know, I get to control that. It's up to me. You know, and I loved that. I loved when she was talking about, you know, your team's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Look at the mirror. You know, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? And 9 times out of 10, it's probably because you're not. And that's the real honest truth. And that was the first, like, I haven't watched all the Zooms that have been posted with Pam, but I was just like, dude, Pam is my spirit animal, like, totally speaking to me right now, because it's true. Like, why are we sitting here sugarcoating things for our teams or for our leaders when the reality is it's you? If your team's quitting, why? Look in the mirror. If your team's not working, look in the mirror. If your team's not enrolling people, look in the mirror. Like, there's something that you need to be doing, obviously, because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, your team wouldn't be stopping. Your team wouldn't be doing nothing. Now, you may have people that are going to quit. And like you said, there's people in here for a season. I totally agree with that 150%, because the people that got me diamond are sure as hell not the people that got me double, and they're not going to be the people that got me triple, or that are getting me triple. But you know what? At some point, you do have to stop and look and realize and take some ownership and responsibility for this business and for your team, because it's up to you. And I freaking loved that Pam has people on her family that don't want this business or don't want what they could have in this business. And you know what she tells them? Peace. Like, you don't want this? Fine. I'm going to go find somebody that does. Pam freaking Souter is your mom, grandma, aunt, or cousin, and you don't want this business? Like, this business can do, like, obviously look at her. And she's not going to help you. She's not going to build that for you. She's not going to do that for them. And to me, I was just like, oh my God, I don't give a shit who's on my chart or where they're at. Like, I am not going to place another person under somebody else that doesn't want this business. End of story. Like, I'm tired of putting effort and energy into people that say they want it, but their actions aren't showing it. You know, like, we have to be pouring into the people that want it. And I don't care if they're on my 12th level. If they're the ones that want this business and they're the ones that are wanting to put in that work and staying plugged in and doing what they're supposed to be doing and keeping that excitement and passion around, then I'm going to pour into those people and stop focusing on the people that aren't wanting that. And I feel like so many of us, especially in these roles, it's so easy to focus on the people that aren't working or that aren't being as productive as they could be. And we get so discouraged and so frustrated with that instead of focusing on the person 2 levels down that is running like a madman. And, well, they're not where we want them on our chart. So, you know, like, or they're somebody else's person, so I don't need to work on I don't need to focus on them. No, like, focus on the people that want this business. Do what you know you're supposed to be doing in this business and have fun, you know, like, enjoy this, have fun, reach out to people, build people up instead of focusing on what's not going right or who's not working or what's not happening. Keep having fun, get back to the basics, and do what you know you're supposed to be doing.
Boom. Something that I was thinking about really quick as you were talking, though, is that, okay, so number one, the only reason we make this business hard is with ourselves, like, duh. We're the only ones overcomplicating this. But the other thing I was thinking about, as you were saying about, like, this person's not doing this and charting and reports, this and that. Sometimes we, like, feed off of each other. And I thought about that, and I was like, you know, if somebody else is struggling, then I take on their struggle, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm struggling too. Maybe my chart's not as good either. Maybe my reports are down too. Maybe, you know, and so I think that's the other thing too, is just really as leaders coming together and just truly speaking life into each other, that we all know what we got to do. We all know that getting back to the basics, you know, we all know that. And so helping each other realize that, hey, it's up to you. You can do this. You know, we're all in the same position. We all know what we got to do. We all know we need to blitz, wrap, repeat, but it's a matter of just doing it, you know, and not sitting there and being like feeding off of each other's struggle almost, you know what I mean? But letting people have the struggle, helping them get over it, and then moving forward with them. And then always, you know, if you got to leave people behind, leave their ass behind, but you know how that goes. So anyway, on that note, seriously, oh my God, child, you are driving me crazy. I am super excited to see what the rest of this month brings, you guys. I loved the Zoom. There's so many aha moments, and I know it spoke so much to each of you that watched it. And I'm going to post it in the group so the rest of you guys can watch it and experience it as well firsthand. Does anybody else have anything that they want to add in before we finish up? I totally forgot I bought the unlimited Zoom, so that's why it's 9:48. Sorry, guys. Okay, really quick. We have, again, our team Thanksgiving dinner on Tuesday night. So those of you that, if you are coming, let us know. I'm super excited for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's at Kylie's house. If you guys need anything, let us know. If you get your Christmas cash, let us know how close you are. And you got it, Tony? Ah! Congrats. When did you get it?
I was late getting on because I was enrolling her right before this Zoom.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was so pumped.
Awesome. Okay, well, let us know, the rest of you, as soon as you get it. And I hope everybody has a good Friday. And then I will let you know as soon as I get the Zoom uploaded, so then you guys can sign up. Then I'll post it, I guess. Never mind. So, okay, thanks, guys, for being on. And I will talk to you girls later.